Hello and happy holidays to you from Conversation Collage, coming to you from a snowy Wenatchee, Washington. As we do this, it is snowing, which kind of gets us into the holiday spirit here. Ken Joannesen at your service. Thank you for joining us on our Christmas program here. We're going to make it a short one because I know everybody's busy and doesn't have a lot of time, and so we're just going to do a couple of things and then turn you loose to your holiday stuff. And we're going to start things off by talking about toys. What better things to talk about with the holidays and gift time here? Holidays are only days away, and the Toy Association's top toy trend specialist, Adrienne Appell, is joining us to talk about the top trends and gift ideas to make kids of all ages smile this Yuletide. And so we caught up with Adrienne Appell.
First off, tell me about the Toy Association. What is it?
Sure. So the Toy Association is an organization. We work with all the different toy companies, retailers, and we help them with their businesses. So we know hot toy trends. We see products, by the way. And we also work on safety and regulations, and we also host trade events. So like a big event in February we have is the Toy Fair where people unveil their products. So yeah, we have a fun job. We get to play with toys a lot.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Yeah, right. So here we are coming up on the holidays. What trends are you seeing in toys this season?
So we're seeing a lot of trends. One of the biggest trends we're seeing this year is collectibles and unboxing. So obviously, you know what collectibles are. Unboxing is adding a surprise element to those collectibles. So you're unwrapping a product and you're not necessarily knowing what you're going to get. And one of the leaders and the hottest brands in that space is called LOL Surprise. So they're little mini fashion dolls. You unwrap them, and you don't know what doll you're going to get, whether she's a rare or a rare one or a regular one. Different outfits, and new for this year is the winter disco theme. So they're sparkly, and when you collect a bunch, you can actually build a snowman. So that's definitely topping kids' wish lists. But collectibles come in all shapes and sizes, and there's also different collectibles where kids can. One is called Lucky Fortune from a company called Wowie, and basically it's a plastic fortune cookie, and when you open it up, you are getting a collectible bracelet inside. So, about fashion, about the dolls, and really, really fun for kids to collect.
Sounds like fun. And are these affordable toys? Are these? How much are they going for? Do you know?
Yeah, these are probably the most affordable you can get. Great for stocking stuffers. The Lucky Fortune that I just referenced is about $4. The LOL, I believe, is about $12.99. So obviously, because they're things kids want to collect, they may want more than one. So what's great about it is, they can use their own pocket money or maybe redeem some gift cards if they choose to build their collection.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. So what are the good ideas for younger kids?
So for younger kids, we actually have a Toy of the Year awards. And we have a website called toyawards.org where families can go on and they can find the 114 finalists in 16 different categories. So one of the categories is actually Infant Toddler Toy of the Year. So I'm glad you asked. There's a product called Innie Bin by Fat Brain. These are 6 chunky blocks designed with different features that really thrill little fingers. When kids push them through the elastic bands of the cube, they can experiment and discover. So it's all about shapes and exploration, and that's for 6 months plus. Another thing I really love is from KidCraft. It's the World of Eric Carle Shape Activity Cube. So it's this beautiful wooden cube with all the different Eric Carle characters. It retails for about $60, and it's for ages 9 months and up.
Okay. I've got a great niece who's now almost a year old. This would be perfect for her. So
yes,
definitely. I think I'm going to be finding something there. What about older kids? Say 9, 10. I got a grand nephew who's almost 10 now. What would you suggest for him?
So in our STEM Toy of the Year category, there's a product I love. It's called Artie 3000 by Educational Insights. It's actually a coding robot but it draws. So kids can use drag-and-drop programming to code, and then you can watch the robot draw the lines. So I think that's pretty cool for kids who are, into robots, into coding, and it brings some art element into it, which makes it really, really fun. Another product that I saw that I absolutely loved is from a company called Thames and Cosmos. You can actually build your own gumball machine. So it has to do with physics and learning about momentum and gravity, but you're actually building your own gumball machine. So, once it's done,
it's something you can
use. Machine, awesome. Also, obviously, Star Wars is, coming out this weekend. Lego Boost Star Wars Droid Commander is great for kids who love Star Wars. You're solving different missions through an app, and you're doing some programming as well. That's really a wow high-priced item. That's about $199, but, the play value is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. These make great last-minute gifts, don't they? Why is that?
There's so many great things out there, and I don't know about you, but I just have a really great time shopping for toys. I love shopping for gifts that the receiver is going to love, and while I love, buying my mom, the sweater or the theater ticket she's asked for, to see kids, open up that box, love it, and you can, sit around and play with them. So I think some of my best memories of the holidays are different gifts that I received and playing with them with my family. So I love to be able to pass that down to my kids.
Yeah, the only thing is making sure that those toys last past Christmas Eve, and that they're still Christmas morning, and that they're still used and liked as time goes on. So
yeah, it's that's where you really have to think about what your kid likes and their age. A lot of times people get caught up and they heard that this is the hottest toy ever, and they want to get it because they parents get excited. They get caught up in the chase. And I always tell people to take a step back. Your 8-year-old who is really into sports is going to have a much different wish list than a 4-year-old who may be more into arts and crafts. So make sure when you're shopping for whoever's on your list, you think about what they like to do and how old they are, because that's really the most important.
Mm-hmm. Get what you think they would like. So
exactly.
Yeah.
It sounds so simple, but sometimes people get caught up or they get paralyzed because there's so many choices in the toy aisle. But that just means that you're really able to find that perfect gift at a price that's affordable and fits into your budget.
Sure. There is a good website, I trust, to find out more about all of this?
It is called toyawards.org. And as I mentioned earlier, these are all Toy of the Year finalists. There are 114 products in 16 different categories, so everything from activity to game to action figure to dolls. So you're really sure to find something for everyone you're shopping for.
There's never a shortage of toys, is there?
No, we never want there to be a shortage of toys. How would we have fun?
Yeah, that's right. Adrienne Appell, I thank you for a few minutes out. Anything we've missed that we need to get out there?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right. Is your shopping done?
Yeah, but I'll probably keep buying stuff. You always see things, you get excited. I could be done, but I'm sure I'll do some more.
There you go. Well, I thank you for a few minutes out. Best to you in New York. Happy holiday. I love New York in the holidays. It's a fun place.
Great.
So I
thank you so much.
Adrienne Appell is the Toy Association's leading toy trend specialist and senior director of strategic communications. And we caught up with her in New York City. And we should mention that our conversation was made possible by the Toy Association. It's Conversation Collage on your favorite podcast platform. If you would be so kind to give us a rating and a review, if you appreciate our program, we would certainly appreciate that. That would be a fine Christmas gift for us. We would really like that. And, of course, tell your friends that we are here as well, and spread the word. Share the love, won't you? On my radio programs of past years, I have always concluded the program closest to Christmas Eve with a little reading. And I would like to do that for you here this time to close out our holiday program. I'm not a great philosopher. I don't come up with great thoughts. But when I do come upon great thoughts, I like to share them. This is a reading that was actually done back in 1961. by Harry Reasoner. You remember him from 60 Minutes on CBS. As a matter of fact, 60 Minutes was created for him, if you didn't know that. But this was done in 1961 for a program that Harry Reasoner was on called Calendar. And he closed his Christmas Day program with the following words. From here on, I'm quoting Harry Reasoner. So far as I know, all Christian denominations expect their members to go to church on Christmas Day. Sometimes it's the only time, or practically the only time, that some people do go to church, the Christmas and Easter Christians. I think sometimes the professional people in the church, the priests and ministers and the men who have to arrange extra seating, dislike this, and maybe in a way they resent Christmas and the sentimentality that moves people on this day, but which does not move them the rest of the year. It is this great sweep of emotion and the commercialism that goes with it, as a parasite bird with a blind rhinoceros, that leads some Christians to wish they would call Christmas something else, or maybe to wish that it had never been invented. But it was invented. It did happen. And the basis for this tremendous annual burst of buying things and gift-giving and parties and near hysteria is a quiet event that Christians believe actually happened a long time ago. You can say that in all societies there has always been a midwinter festival, and that many of the trappings of our Christmas are almost violently pagan. But you come back to the central fact of the day in the quietness of Christmas morning, the birth of God on earth. It leaves you with only 3 ways of accepting Christmas. One is cynically, as a time to make money, or endorse the making of it, or to hope the economy does well. One is graciously, the appropriate attitude for non-Christians in a Christian society who wish their Christian fellow citizens all the joys to which their beliefs entitle them. And the third, of course, is reverently. If this is the anniversary of the appearance of the Lord of the universe in the form of a helpless baby, it is a very important day. It's a startling idea, of course. My guess is that the whole story, that a virgin was selected by God to bear His Son as a way of showing His love and concern for man, it's my guess that in spite of all the lip service they have given it, it is not an idea that has been popular with theologians. It is a somewhat illogical idea, and theologians love logic almost as much as they love God. It is so revolutionary a thought that it probably could only come from a God who is beyond logic and beyond theology. It has a magnificent appeal. Almost nobody has seen God, and almost nobody has any real idea of what He is like. And the truth is that among men, the idea of seeing God suddenly and standing in the very bright light is not necessarily a completely comfortable and appealing idea. But everybody has seen babies, and most people like them. If God wanted to be loved as well as feared, He moved correctly here. If He wanted to know His people as well as rule them, He moved correctly here, for a baby growing up learns all about people. If God wanted to be intimately a part of man, He moved correctly here, for the experience of birth and familyhood is our most intimate and precious experience. So it comes beyond logic. It is what Bishop Carl Morgan Bloch used to call a kind of divine insanity. It is either all falsehood, or it is the truest thing in the world. It either rises above the tawdriness of what we make of Christmas, or it is a part of it and completely irrelevant. It is a story of the great innocence of God, the baby, God and the power of man, and it is such a dramatic shot toward the heart that if it is not true for Christians, nothing is true, because this story reaches Christians universally and with profound emotion. So if a Christian is touched only once a year, the touching is still worth it. And maybe on some given Christmas, some final quiet morning, the touch will take. Because the one message of Christmas is the Christmas story. If it is false, we are doomed. As it must be, it makes everything else in the world all right. The words of Harry Reasoner back in 1961. Thank you for joining us. Be sure and join us on the next Conversation Collage. And Merry Christmas.